Say hello to Woody Allen. I first saw him on the Ed Sullivan Show. Intellectual comic. I just loved his humor. Of course, his movies, they're legendary. Incredible individual. Such an intellectual. Well, why is he an intellectual? Look at his face shape. 9 face shapes. He's predominantly a bucket face. So bucket faces, you're looking at a bucket face. We are intellectually persistent. We're thought leaders. We love to think. We will ad nausea. But again, very, very bright and constantly thinks. Needs very little other than sitting in a chair and his brain. I personally love this. But he's also got, it really comes in quite narrow, so there's some fire face energy there. Very sensitive. Oversensitive is the operative word that we want to use there. His ears are very forward-facing. This indicates he hears everything, but he doesn't listen. Look, he's a comedian, stand-up comedian. These people with forward-facing ears like to hear their own voice. They have to like to hear their own voice, or they won't be successful in stand-up comedy. And not listening sometimes can allow him to be very creative because he doesn't listen to the critics. Eyebrows are unequal height. This indicates a moodiness and being overly sensitive. Back to that sensitive aspect. And again, probably the most sensitive comic you're ever going to meet. Forehead is very wide. Again, more is more, less is less. What's behind the forehead? A brain. Does he have a big brain? Absolutely. Tremendously large brain and a great ability to think beyond most people's ability to think. Cover his left eye and look at his right eye. He's very focused and he's there. If you cover his right eye and look at his left eye, he's tired and he's sad. He's almost kind of empty. And we confirm that by kind of his sunken cheeks. When you see the cheeks that are sunken, if you see it in a smoker, it's different. My guess is he's not a smoker. I don't think he's a smoker. This indicates he lacks something. Usually oxygen. These people usually have a lot of fatigue, but the emotion of the lung is despair. And there's some overall sadness and despair in his life. Don't know what the genesis of that is, but it is definitely there. So health-wise, he's got some lines across the top of his head. This is an intestinal weakness. He's got some deep lines on here. That's an adrenal issue. We talked about the lungs being a little weak. This is going to lack of oxygen. He's probably anemic, but he's going to definitely have some fatigue issue. Got this hook-shaped line. That's a prostate indicator, but you can't look at him and not notice the puffiness underneath his eyes. This is a sign of being kidney deficient. Ironically, one of the ways you can enliven your kidneys is sex. And he's kind of had some notoriety in that area. The problem with that is if you do it too much, it causes you to become deficient. You kind of burn it out. So you got to be a little careful in that situation. But I hope you enjoyed meeting probably the greatest intellectual comic in history, Woody Allen. Have you enjoyed the faces we've diagnosed thus far? Do you have someone you'd like to see diagnosed? Put it in the comments and it just might happen. Hope you enjoy.